like this and like that and like this and like this. Like this.
So I want to talk to you guys about something. That little something's called dropsy. I think I have a pretty easy solution to how to battle this disease. We all know it's a hard thing to cure in fish, but I have recently successfully cured dropsy in 2 fish, one being a female beta and one being a fancy goldfish. Stick around for this. You're going to hear this. This is something different. You're going to think I'm crazy, but it worked. Let's get right into this. So when I got this 125 gallon tank here, it came with a bunch of fancy goldfish, one of which was bloated with dropsy and pine coning with the scales sticking out. That's why we call it pine coning, right? And usually when they have this, I've never been able to cure this in the past. Same thing with a female beta. After they got it, I tried all the meds and all this stuff, and it went by for months, and it still did not fix the issue. And the woman that I got these goldfish off, she's very knowledgeable, knows what she's talking about. The same thing. She tried all the different meds, still had the dropsy, wasn't getting anywhere. But I have a little bit of a method that I use, and it seems to have worked twice for me now. And you may want to try it yourself if you have a fish right now that has dropsy, because I have tried peas, all that. The meds, nothing ever worked. But I'm about to tell you what did work. And I can show you proof. They're happy and healthy. Let me show you right here behind me. So like I said, tried all the antibiotics, all the medication, tried the peas. Nothing worked. Nothing ever works. Ever. How I was able to successfully get rid of dropsy in these fish was to exercise them and feed them 2 high quality foods once a day. Focus in on what I said. That's the key. The 2 foods I recommend that help my fish, Extreme Aquatics and New Life Spectrum. I mix them together, and that's what I do with all my tanks, and I feed all my fish. These are high quality foods with no fillers and no crap, man-made additional crap put in the food. It's good stuff. But what I like about New Life Spectrum is it is just packed full of garlic. When you can open up that container, you can really smell it. Garlic's really good for your fish. In addition to, they have a good probiotic plan within their food. So I mix these foods together. I feed all my fish once a day, and in combination with exercise. Now, what I mean about exercise is this: power heads. This is the Fluval CP4 power head. Obviously, these fancy goldfish are in a fairly big tank, 125 gallon. So I can run that with them, and it's not going to be too much of an issue, because fish like fancy goldfish, they don't swim real good. They're not built for it. They don't like a lot of flow, so you usually don't have power heads running in a tank with them. But in here, it's large enough where they can get away from the flow if they have to. And there she is again, just getting along great. So 2-3 hours a day, I'll turn this on, and I'll force them to exercise. They'll be forced to swim through current, move their body, breathe harder, just like if you and I was to go take a jog. It works your body. Exercise is great for multiple things in the body, the entirety of the body, including the mind. And the same thing goes for any living thing, including these fish. So the way I fixed dropsy in these fish was by forcing them to exercise, whether they like the flow or not. It might bloom around at first, but they get used to it. Then I find they start enjoying it and playing in it. So exercise, feeding 2 high quality foods once a day, fixed dropsy in this fish and the female beta over here. Now it sounds crazy. You might think it sounds crazy, but nothing else was working. Nothing else simply did not work. This worked. So if you're currently fighting a case of dropsy in one of your fish, try my method. See if it helps you out. Now, be conscious to the size of the tank and relative to the fish, because in relation to the fish, because obviously with a beta, you're not going to use a power head. It's just too much for them. Even the small ones are too much. So you can get a strong pump with a good air stone to really create some flow in that tank, and it's going to force the beta to have to fight current in the same way. It's just not as direct as a power head. I forced these fish to exercise, and I fed them the high quality food. I did not use None of the meds were working. None of this crap was working to fix dropsy. Dropsy is a very hard thing to cure. So I was thinking, what can I do to beat this? This is what I found to work. So that's it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let me know in the comments if you try it and it works for you. I'd definitely like to hear some follow up on this to see if I'm not the only one. I want to see if this is actually a thing that works. Sounds crazy, but exercise is good for any and everything, and of course a good diet is too. So when the meds aren't working and anything short from taking your fish to the vet or getting a needle and going in there and knowing where to go to get into that bladder or whatever, which I don't, most of us I think at home aquarists don't, this is a good thing for you to try. And by all means, if you still want to put the peas in there for additional help, go ahead. I mean, it's good for them either way. But this is what I found that works for me. So give it a shot. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your results if you do it. And we'll see you next video. Thank you.